Okay, my second grade friends, we are now outside in my backyard, and as I told you, we're going to take a field trip out to my garden. I'm assuming you can hear the chickens in the background, so I'm going to turn the phone or the video around and show you. There's the chickens in the chicken coop. Buttercup is the white one. She used to be the little tiny yellow chicken. She is the noisiest one of them all. Right behind her is Shirley. She's my old chicken that I've had for a while. The red one is Goldie, and the other gray one is Sterling. She's the one that has the furry or feathery feet. If you guys were there when these guys were babies at school. So they're going to continue to talk to us while we head on over to the garden, but we'll finish up our harvesting project by checking the egg boxes and trying to see if we get some eggs today. So next to the chicken coop is where my garden is. And the stuff in these two long troughs is kind of at the end of its season. I planted these over the winter, had some trouble getting a lot of stuff to grow, but what there is, it's time to use up. In this pot or trough down here, Mr. Real and I just planted some new tomatoes because now it's time to start doing tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and melons and those kinds of things. So we just planted our tomato plants. This trough right here has all my herbs in it. So there's sage and oregano and thyme and basil and a huge rosemary plant. We'll come back and visit them as we go along. I have some pretty lavender that the bees like and they need to have some bee food. There's some mint right there. Today we're going to focus on this trough. I need a salad for dinner tonight, and this is where my salad grows. So I have my basket to put everything in, the scissors to cut with. I brought a little stand out to put my phone down on in case I can cut with scissors and show you guys what's going on. But we're going to start with my lettuce. It's getting kind of old and tired, so we're going to need to cut it. In our story that we just read, Tops and Bottoms, there were some plants that you use the tops of, some plants that you use the bottoms of, and some plants you do stuff in the middle. So this lettuce, leaf lettuce, happens to be one that you get to eat the top. So I'm going to set this down right here. Sorry guys, my finger's in the way, as usual. And we're going to cut or tear. That's going to fall over. So what we want to use from the lettuce are the leaves at the top. You wouldn't eat the roots at the bottom. Normally I would just cut them out, but because this is the end of the lettuce's time, I'm done with the plant, so I'm not going to worry about it growing back. Usually you can cut the leaves off. I've cut some off of here before, and the rest of it just continues to grow. So I need salad for my lettuce for my salad. This plant right here, this row right here, this is all spinach. It's also been here a while. So you can see some of the leaves at the bottom aren't really good to eat because they're all yellow instead of green. And the part at the top, this is where the spinach has started to flower, which means it's making its own seeds right up here at the top part. So that's not good to eat, but it's good that there's seeds and it would plant itself all over again if we could. I'm not going to eat that part for my salad, but my chickens would love to have that part. And then next to the spinach, all of these lovely greens are carrots. Now, they look beautiful like that. And that's part of the problem, is I like the way they look so much that I don't thin them out. So this is one of those foods that if you were bear or hare, depending on who you were, this is the one where we eat the bottom, usually. The part that when you think of a carrot, it's the orange part, and you see it. But I don't thin them out. You're supposed to take some of the plants out so they have lots of room to grow into big fat carrots. And I'm so excited that they grew that I never thinned them out. So I don't have great big carrots. When you pull mine out, I have little tiny carrots. The good thing about carrots is you can eat the bottom, but you can also use the top to make different things, pesto and different sauces, or even roast them and eat them, because I like roasted things, the bottom parts and the top parts. So we'll add some cute little carrots to my basket. I'll pluck some spinach leaves that are also going to go into my basket. And I actually have over here it's a romaine lettuce, it's a different kind of lettuce. I can pull some of those. And I have a few green onions that came up. And like carrots, you can eat part of the bottom, but you also eat the top parts. So I'll add those to my salad as well. If I needed herbs to use, all of these herbs that I have here, you use the top part, the parts that are above the ground, and then you pick the leaves off. So on my rosemary plant, you can cut a whole big stem, and then you pull the little green parts off and chop them up, and you mix them into your food. This is the basil plant. You use basil in spaghetti sauce and all kinds of Italian food, and you just pick the leaves off. This thyme, you can see, is also getting flowers on it, so it needs to be cut back. And you can use, it gets a stem inside of it. You don't want this woody hard part. You scrape the leaves off and put it in your food. Same thing with oregano and with the sage. You just pick the leaves and chop them up and put them in your food. Now my tomatoes, these are fun because we don't use the bottom. The plant will grow and it will produce the tomatoes that you pick. So the plant gets to stay here. It's kind of like the corn. It's not that we use the top or the bottom, we use the middle part of it. So once I have tomatoes on there, we'll get those. And that's Claude the dog. And right back here following me is Bella the other dog. So let's go peek inside the chicken coop. This end of the chicken coop is where the egg boxes are. And if I lift this lid and peek inside, I have 3 eggs today. And Sterling is right there on the ramp coming up to say hi. I don't want her to get out though, so I'm going to shut the door. All right, my friends. I'm going to continue picking some salad stuff. I'm going to go inside and make a salad for dinner, and I will see you guys on a different video next week. Bye-bye.